Hello and welcome to an all-new adult erotica in comics. You are watching SVon82, and I'm Scotty, your underground comic-loving friend. This week's video is going to be focused around Peruvian American painter, renowned pinup artist, and a pioneer in airbrush art. Of course, I'm talking Alberto Vargas. I hope that you'll stick around. Alberto Vargas was born Joaquin Alberto Vargas Chavez on February 9th of 1896 in Arequipa, Peru. He was the son of noted Peruvian photographer Max T. Vargas. Alberto moved to the United States in 1916 around the age of 20 after studying art in Europe, particularly in Zurich and Geneva prior to World War I. His early career in New York included work as an artist for Ziegfeld Follies and for many Hollywood studios. Ziegfeld hung his painting of Olive Thomas at the theater, and she was thought of as one of the earliest Vargas girls. Vargas' most famous piece of film work was the poster for the 1933 film The Sin of Nora Moran, which portrays a near-naked Zita Johann in a pose of desperation, bearing little resemblance to the real actress. The poster is frequently named one of the greatest movie posters ever made. Vargas became famous in the 1940s as the creator of iconic World War II era pinups for Esquire magazine, known as Vargas Girls. Between 1940 and 1946, Vargas produced 180 paintings for the magazine. The nose art of many American and Allied World War II aircraft were inspired and adapted from these Esquire pinups, as well as those of George Petty and other artists. In 2004, Hugh Hefner, the founder and editor-in-chief of Playboy, who had previously worked for Esquire, wrote, "The U.S. Post Office attempted to put Esquire out of business in the 40s by taking away its second-class mailing permit. The feds objected, most especially to the cartoons and pinup art of Alberto Vargas. Esquire prevailed in the case that went to the Supreme Court, but the magazine dropped the cartoons just to be on the safe side. A legal dispute with Esquire over the use of the name Varga resulted in a judgment against Vargas. He struggled financially until 1959 when Playboy magazine began to use his work. Over the next 16 years, he would produce 152 paintings for the magazine. His career flourished and he had major exhibitions of his work all over the world. Vargas's artistic work, paintings, and colored drawings were periodically featured in the issues of Playboy magazine throughout the 60s and 70s. The death of his wife Anna May in 1974 left him devastated, and he stopped painting. Anna May had been his model and business manager, his muse in every way. The publication of his autobiography in 1978 renewed interest in his work and brought him partially out of his self-imposed retirement to do a few works, such as album covers for The Cars and Bernadette Peters. He would die of a stroke on December 30th of 1982 at the age of 86. Many of Vargas's works from this period with Esquire are now held by the Spencer Museum of Art at the University of Kansas. It was given those works in 1980, along with a large body of other art from the magazine. At the December 2003 Christie's auction of Playboy archives, the 1967 Vargas painting, Trick or Treat, sold for $71,600, equivalent to $122,000 in 2024. His work was typically a combination of watercolor and airbrush. His mastery of the airbrush is acknowledged by the founding of the Vargas Award, awarded annually by Airbrush Action magazine, which was named after him. Despite always using figure models, he often portrayed elegantly dressed, semi-nude to nude women of idealized proportions. Vargas's artistic trait would be slender fingers and toes, with nails often painted red. Vargas is widely regarded as one of the finest artists in this genre. He also served as a judge for the Miss Universe beauty contest from 1956 through 1958. Notable women painted by Vargas included Billie Burke, Ruth Etting, Paulette Goddard, Bessie Love, Marilyn Miller, Marilyn Monroe, Bernadette Peters, Mamie Van Doren, and Candy Moore from The Cars. Now, I know me personally, I was familiar with Alberto Vargas and his pinup art prior to making this video. But my question to you guys, were you familiar with Alberto Vargas's pinup art prior to watching this week's video, and where was the first place you remember seeing his artwork? If you remember, let me know in the comments. It's my birthday week, y'all, so be sure to wish me a happy birthday in the comments if you want to. You don't have to. Anyways, I want to give a big shout out to the channel members while we're here. Thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart for helping me achieve a goal. We make donations to Cadus every month, basic essential items to people who may need it, people who are turning their life around, who may lack those kind of things like deodorant, toothpaste, razors, and things of that nature. I take the channel membership money and that's where it goes. So thank you all to the channel members from the bottom of my heart. And I wanted to thank you guys, the viewers, for coming back to check out my video. I drop new videos every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, so I hope that you'll come back and check out some more and hang out with me again. By the next time you see me, I'll be a year older. So if you want to, drop a happy birthday in the comments. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Peace.